Welcome to Michelle's on a Mission, a podcast all about helping you become your best version. We'll discuss personal development, education, self-love, self-care, and more.
It's honest, it's informative, it's helped me grow as a person.
The mission is greatness, the journey starts here. And now here's your host, Michelle.
Hey, everybody. How y'all doing out there today? I just wanted to come to you today just to kind of talk about being transparent in your life. And in order to do that, I feel like I really need to be transparent in my life. And so I'm going to tell you a little bit about what happened to me in 2017. I guess it started in 2016. I published a book in 2017 called Just Help Me Get Through the Month. This was actually a labor of love that started through a therapy session. In 2016, I tried to kill myself. I was really tired. I was fed up with life. I felt like that I had given everything that I could and that I had nothing left to give. And I think I've talked about this before on another one of my podcasts, but when you're the strong person, everybody expects you to be strong, and you don't really have anyone that you feel like you can turn to because you're embarrassed. You feel like you're going to let people down. And so I was just going through a really, really rough time. And I can remember just waking up one morning and decided that, hey, this is enough. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm so thankful, and I thank God so much because I have moved so far past that. My growth has been exponential, and I'm just trying to keep on growing and keep moving forward. But a lot of times when you see a person that you think is well put together, you don't know what they're hiding on the inside. And I feel like I was one of those people. People thought that I was just a very happy-go-lucky, that I had everything going for me. And it's true, I did have some things going for me. My professional life was amazing at the time. I had a really great job. I was making good money, but my personal life was in turmoil. And a lot of that had to do with self-destruction is what I believe. Thoughts I was telling myself, feelings of not being good enough, feelings of distress. And I just think that as a person that is usually the strong one, we don't know how to deal with those types of emotions. And so I can remember just having just this really, really bad breakdown one day. Woke up, looked in the mirror, and was just crying. And I kept trying to see this beautiful, pretty, smart woman that everybody kept telling me that I was. And I just could not see her. And so I got in my car, and I'll never forget, I got in my car and I just started driving. And I was driving and I was crying, and I was driving and I was crying till I had crossed state lines. And so I finally pulled over at a casino, and I went inside to the buffet to eat. It had been my first time eating that entire week. And I still don't think I ate even a lot because I can remember just sitting there crying and trying to get food down and thinking that the people that were sitting around me probably thought I was crazy as hell. And so I just remember sitting there and then trying to figure out, okay, what are my next moves? And so I left there, and I drove back to the state of Arkansas, which is where I'm from. And I am a tattoo fanatic. As you can see, I love tattoos. And so I decided to stop at a tattoo parlor. And when I was there, I didn't even know what I was going to get at first when I stopped. But when I went inside and they told me that they could get me, and I sat there and I just said, I just want the tattoo that says love conquers all. Because in my heart, I kind of felt that, but I just didn't know. I didn't know how to get it. I didn't know how to give it to myself. And I just remember turning my phone off. I had my phone off that entire day. It was going straight to voicemail. I actually had a voicemail message, which I never have. And people had been calling me and calling me. And I had finally turned my phone back on. And one of my friends had actually said, on your way back, do not go back to your apartment. I need you to stop here and just come and visit me for a while. And so that's what I did. And I actually wound up staying the night there. And the next morning, she woke me up and she said, here's the number to, I think it's EAP, it's the employee benefits. And she said, you need to call this number and you need to ask for a therapist because we're not going to keep doing this. I'm not going to keep going through this with you. And so I did. And it was probably one of the best decisions that I ever made because I was able to talk to someone who wasn't biased, who was able to listen to me and to give me some clear direction. And one of the things that she told me I needed to do was journal. And so I did journal. And I journaled so much that I thought, you know what? I probably have written some stuff that can help somebody else. And so one of the things that I know that I used to do, and this was actually even before I saw a therapist, was that if I went to work and I was feeling bad and I was having one of my really down days, then I would do something really good for someone else. So I would write these little notes and stick them on some of my coworkers' desks. I worked in a building of about 1,800 people. And so sometimes I would get little gift cards and I would just stick them on the desk of random people and, write little notes saying lunch is on me or things like that. And I really feel like that helped me put something out into the atmosphere so that it could come back to me. I also sent out emails. We had like a sister circle. And so anytime something profound would come to me, I would send it to them. And to this day, they still tell me that they appreciate it and that, my presence is missed at that position. And so I thought about all those things that I had written in my journal, all those things that I had sent them in emails, the different little notes that I would put on their desk, and I decided to compile it in a book. And so that's how Just Help Me Get Through the Month came about. And I just want to take a minute to read one of my favorite chapters. Y'all, this book is so small that I don't even know if you could call it a chapter because it's a 30-day devotional or motivational, just to get up and go. You're not the only one that's going through this, but you can survive it. And so day 3 is actually my favorite, and it's really short, so I'm going to read it to you. But the heading of it is Broken Crayon Still Color. I'm not sure where I read it, but I know I picked it up from somewhere. Whenever I'm going through and feeling down, I make it my duty to do something nice for someone. It doesn't matter if it's a little card, a note of appreciation, or lunch. A random act of kindness goes a long way, not just for the person receiving, but the person giving. One Friday morning, I woke up in despair. I was mad at myself for taking a detour back down a road that I thought I had put a stop sign on. See, about 6 months prior, I took an unknown amount of sleeping pills in an effort to just end it all. I was so tired of living that I thought it would just be easier not to live instead of continuing to press my way forward. I came to work every day as usual, trying to smile through the pain. When it was more than I could bear, I would turn my back to everyone, cry as silent as I could, and when the tears would stop, I would turn my red eyes back towards my computer screen and pray for 4:30 to come. Then I would go home, lock myself up in my bedroom, and cry and scream and curse myself for making such a mess of my life. I was ready. I had experienced a pain so deep that nothing mattered to me except that it was over. So I tried to kill myself. But God said, you aren't getting off that easy. I have pulled you through too many times, so this is no different. And He was right. He brought me through sexual abuse as a child, domestic abuse, loss of a loved one, and countless other things. So instead of letting me die, He sent someone to save me. From that day, things have progressively gotten better. The main thing I had to learn is that I matter. I already knew that I mattered to other people, but I had not really learned that I mattered to myself. So I started doing things for myself, where in the past I neglected myself. And through that process, that is when I learned to plant blessings, especially in my time of despair. See, I know that things are better, but I am not naive to the fact that bad days will still come. So I prepare for that by being ready to fight negative with positive. Being a blessing to others is a win-win situation. God always rewards you for blessing others, and the greatest reward is peace. Yeah, and I'm so thankful because my life has been filled with peace since all of this happened. It's been almost 2 years now, almost 3 years, I guess. And like I said in the beginning, I've grown so much from that time. I feel so much better. I look so much better. I have a picture. I should post it in my on my IG just to show you guys what I looked like the day after I tried to kill myself. I was so frail. I probably should have been sent to a hospital because I'm sure I still had a lot of sleeping pills in my system. But you know where I was at? At church. I was at church the very next day because I promised a friend that I would help her do something at their church anniversary. And so I went and we took pictures that day. And I often look at that picture and thank God for the growth and thank God that he allowed me to still be here in the midst of it all. And so I'm going to wrap this up. But I did want to share, if anybody is interested in getting the book, all you have to do is send me a message. You can find it on Amazon. If you have Kindle, you can also find it there, but you can also buy it directly from me. I do have copies on hand, and I just want to thank you guys for listening, and please join me for the next podcast. You all have a blessed day.
Thank you for listening to Michelle's on a Mission. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. For more information and updates, make sure to check us out at Gold Crown Creations on Facebook and Instagram, or reach out to us directly at www.goldcrowncreations.org. Until next time, take care.